Howdy, this is Steve at 1000 Year Home. So, talking about building a budget-friendly sawmill shed here. Behind me, I got a good start at one. I've spent $438 on treated lumber. Weird that I need to buy lumber to do a sawmill, but there I am. And about $125 on premium fasteners that I'm using to connect everything. Let me show you what I've got going on. I apologize, it is high winds here in Texas, so I know this will have a little pop to it. So this here sawmill, and I'll put up this Oscar Pro 336. I bought it a couple of years ago, about a year ago actually, from some folks that were moving out of the country. They used it once and put it up for sale. I think I paid about a third of what you'd normally buy one of these for. Maybe $1,500 is what I paid. I think they're usually between $5,000 and $10,000 depending on the length. So what I got is 24 foot worth of rails just off the ground here. I did turn the key. It does start. I could have used it to cut my own lumber, but I don't know anything about sawmilling. And time is valuable to me too. So anyway, but I did do some things here. Let me show you what I've got going on. So far, you did the math, $438 in timber, and then $125. So I'm about $550, $600 worth of stuff. All right, I'm using the lay of the land to my advantage. I've got a ridge pole there that's 28 foot. That sawmill is 20 foot, so there's plenty of room there. These will come out of here, these temporary posts, so I'll be able to pass lumber through both sides. But I got to brace that up a little bit. It has a deflection of 4 inches the way I'm doing this. So I use that ridge pole. In addition, I've been keeping my eye out on Craigslist and whatnot. Whenever somebody has a barn tin that they want me to tear down, come get, I'll do that. This is all free. I didn't pay anything for any of that tin. I'm looking for a Civil War look anyway, so having that tin roof there will be fine by me. So everything here that I've gathered up for free. So budget friendly. Facebook Marketplace, a little bit of labor. Those are budget friendly ways. I got a little more tin over here. Underneath that, there's, you can't tell, you see 3, but there's probably 10 in there. And I know I had 20 or 30 in the other stack. So plenty of timber. If I would have cut my own timber, it would have saved me another $430 worth of timber. But the time is money. And, learning how to do that, I don't want to be rushed. So I went ahead and did this. So the rest of this sawmill, there'll be a doghouse here on the end. I've got 2 more rafters to stick in right there. And then there'll be a little doghouse here for wind. And there'll be a little doghouse here with a window so that I could park my sawmill heads underneath. And so it'll be sheltered on 3 sides, right, as well as the roof. So, all right, so this is my budget-friendly design for a sawmill. You'll see that I'll get that stabilized. I'll knock those midsection supports out of there. They're just 2x4s with 1 screw in them. So I'll knock those out of there. And then I got 22 feet to bring logs in and out. My sawmill is only 20 foot with the extra 4 foot for the cradle for the saw. So $550 for a sawmill. That's a pretty darn sawmill shed. That's a pretty good deal. I paid probably 1/3 what that sawmill is worth by keeping my eyes out. Again, but it's taken me about a year to pile all of this stuff together. And so now I'm getting that done. In addition, I'm converting what was a dangerous bit of brush that would have caught fire. If there had been a grass fire, it would have got up in there. I'm converting that into a functional area. Once I get the sawmill up, I'll build a storage around there and I'll get everything that I need to store all in one place. But let's go ahead, watch the rest of the video, and they'll get from the design up to that point. And of course, I still got to wrap it up, and I'll be working on that this weekend. All right, we're recording the game plan here. I'm going to sketch it first, and then I'll show the camera. So this is what I'm envisioning, right? Here's the ridge pole, right? Running out the ridge pole. Yeah. 8-foot sections is what I'm thinking.
All right, so the bracket.
Yep.
Right? A 12-foot 2x4 out. You know, 12 foot.
Okay.
I would do the next one, I'd go down 8 foot and I'd put the next one in. Right? And this is my thought, and maybe it won't work. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because then we could put the backer board on it. And when we hang the rafters, right? So then the rafter will come in 6-foot sections.
Yeah.
And just be bolted onto the side. And the top can stick up, and I'll go in with the chainsaw and cut the top, right? Okay. And then I would end up, and I won't use the brackets there. I'll just screw the two, the rafters coming down, right?
Yeah.
So the rafters will come down. This would be the same way, rafter, right? 6-foot cross rafter there. And that way I think it'll make up the slack of the board being weird. And then in between would be 23-inch batting boards between, right, to keep it all from getting twisted. So there'll be 23-inch spacers between all these rafters. So then every 2 foot I would put in a rafter. That's my idea, and I'm going to start right there. Then eventually that side, which will have the sawmill, I'll bring down post, right? And I'll put in a little window here, right? Now that's not a today project, just the rafters today.
Yeah.
And then the sawmill will park in there.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll tin that when we're done. So, so that's my idea with these 12-footers. The 8-foots will cut in half, and it'll be two. 8-foot. No, I bought 32. I bought enough 8-foots that I could cut 2 foot off. That's what I was thinking.
To 6 foot.
Yeah, so it'll stick over at first.
And then you're using that 2 foot.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. These are 8 foot to start with, and then they'll just stick up, and then I'll cut them with a chainsaw.
And then take that 2 foot off.
And that way we don't have to F around. We could just bang, 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 bang. And I'll come back through and
as long as the bottom's good.
As long as,
and then the top will just
right. And then those tin are 12 foot, so I'll end up cutting those in, and then the tin will fit there, and then I'll just get a tin over the peak is what I'll do. Okay. So let's do the first one and see if my vision makes any sense.
So your board across the bottom, you said was 12 footers?
Yeah, the 12 footers here.
Okay.
And that's what I thought, that we could get a couple of these ladders. Right?
Okay.
And get the other ladder on the other side, and then we can figure it out. But all the way against the tree. I mean, I'm
center, and then it goes right there.
Yeah, just start right against the tree.
Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. Where is it? Fair. Down. Pull to the end.
Watch your heads, guys. I don't know if this is going to be helpful or not. See what I'm thinking?
I think maybe one side.
But start this way, and then we won't need it. That's why I thought we'll do 8 foot out, and then we could compartmentalize them in 8 feet with this. So then the 2x12 will just go right in here, and the first one will be against this tree. And maybe put a spacer in there.
To tie it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think you're going to get right up against
the
it.
The tree's not level, is it?
No, it's this way. So
that, and you have this guy
that in the way.
He's here, so we'll have to.
Yeah, if we just go, if we go up as high as we can block out around it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Watch yourself.
Is that right?
Now I don't care if you go right up against it.
All right.
I'm going to keep fucking around until I fuck it up, aren't I? All right, well, good enough.
All right,
there's enough 2x4s, we could start using some for scrap.
All right, push it in.
my little shawty.
Go to the middle.
All right, Well, we did some things. By setting 12-footers at 6 foot and then hanging them, ends up that it wants to hang level. So it's kind of with a 1/4 inch already. Now it's not ready for wind shear and all that, but I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go pick up Gatlin. Stacy and Anthony are going to stay here and work. I might put you on stop motion. Unsure how I'll do this, but we'll work through that.
I'm middle.
Middle? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like
Pendulum.
edge of the blade. Right there.
Alright. I'm gonna grab.
Got it?
Should be able to spin it.
Loosen this one a little bit. Alright. Sweet. There you go.
Woo! Nice.
I enjoyed that.
Well, it's, like you said, it's nice because it's balanced.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave you in peace. You got water.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to Bastrop to pick up a kid, so you know, a long time.
Yeah.
This camera will be running on you all, so don't gossip about anybody.
Okay. All right.
Like me.
Then
I got to edit out all my stuff,
yeah.
right? That's Stacy and Anthony. I know they hit the lottery, and they've got way more money than it. Oh, those posers.
But those darn people.
Those people.
Nope.
How far off?
You're in the middle?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys need to leave, I'm good with that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your kid calls or something. All right, so this went together pretty quick, just as I had envisioned. But what I didn't envision is how much the log would deflect. I had wondered that. So it deflected a full 4 inches. So the whole roof is going down in 4 inches. Now, I'm going to bring a tractor in and raise it up 4 inches and stick a Charlie post under it, and that's see if I can get 4 inches out of it while Stacy and Anthony's here, so they get to see that.
All right, go up. You have to come towards me a little bit more.
All right, careful, I'm going to tip it. Move
Yeah.
your hands off so I don't touch your finger.
All right, go up.
All right, hey, Gatlin, hand him the tape measure and see if we can get a 7 foot out of this.
I think you're going to need to go down. And then tilt more. There you go, now go up. All right, now you're at the center. We're looking for 7 foot?
7 foot. In the bottom of the log.
We're at 80, so 4 inches.
4 inches. All right, you feel safe enough for me to try to get it?
Go for it. All right, hey,
Oh.
I got it. Hey, that's 7 foot.
That's 7 foot, eh?
Yeah. Over here, baby. There you
It did held it. Wood is surprisingly strong, you know? Oh, didn't even blink. Oh, I might build this back wall. That's all right.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah, it didn't even, I mean,
Thing up.
yeah,
Everything kind of just.
it went right up, didn't it? So, your thought process, my original idea was to have where I could bring logs from either end. I don't have to do this. I could build a back wall,
Yeah.
right? Which would true everything up.
Yes. And then, yeah, and then just have a post.
Right.
And I would do, you
And
know.
I've got, you know, those oak doors we stacked?
Yeah.
If I took 3 of them on bar and glides, I could then open this up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you
Right.
could still have access
I
if
could
you
still
wanted to
have
come from that
access.
side.
Yeah.
What's the advantage of going from both sides?
I don't know. I just
Okay.
thought it's a sawmill.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything about sawmills, so
Okay.
this will be an
Me either,
entirely
so,
a new experience for me.
yeah. No, I figure if you do that, because then this front you could leave with just 3 posts, 2 corners, and then the middle.
Yeah, like I said, the little house, I'm gonna build a little house.
Well, hi there. It's after sunset. I ran little Gatlin home. He was a big help putting in all the missing screws and reinforcing it. High winds again. This thing's half done. You know, I'm not above what's happened in Dallas-Fort Worth when all those subdivisions got scrubbed. But I have not put any tin on it. It is kind of bound properly. Worst case scenario is that it would just swivel around the ridge pole and probably hold together. But, you know, deflected in the middle a grand total of 4 inches from here, which was 7 foot. 7 foot on the end. Here was in the middle, and that gave us a little wobble here on the beams as we went through. Now I'm going to fix that with some steel in a corner and corners on each end. I got 2 more rafters to do. My thanks to Stacy and Anthony for their hard work getting all this done while I was out and about. All right, spry looking, right? Sawmill. Plenty of surface area. I've got the tin for it. Underneath here is a different animal, so it feels different just getting underneath here. So right now we have it propped up with just a couple of 2x4s. It's not going to get pushed anywhere. High wind. So just got an announcement a few minutes ago that there's a big fire, and I saw the pictures of it here in Bastrop, my county, somewhere nearby. And the wind is just blowing. I mean, just the flames are just ripping, right? I'm really sad to see fire. Listen, we have to be super, super careful in high wind and drought. I mean, super, super careful. And I'm not convinced I won't run ridge poles along the back because then I could still bring in, I've got 24 feet for me to bring in logs onto the sawmill here and get that done. So, all right, that's enough hard work for me to make a video plus some. So I appreciate you if you watch all the way through the video. Here at this thing, I'm not selling anything. I'm not doing anything like that. I am simply recording my effort building off-grid. You're welcome to copy what I'm doing. This experiment, it wasn't just a sawmill. I wanted to see how far a log could go, a green one, and deflect. And now I know, so now I can work that into my math. It was a real world education for me. The wind blows this down, I've lost $400 worth of lumber. That's it. So not a big loss to me. I don't have insurance because I don't need it, because everything I spend money on is my own money. So I'm hoping I don't lose this, right? But, you know, if it happens, it happens. All right, like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.